Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good morning, everyone. This is the Panda Photographer from 616 Studios, and welcome to the channel. And as the title has described itself, yes, we are going to talk about the Sony 90mm f2.8 micro G OSS lens. Wow, that's a handful. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to just say this off the bat before we start, that I'm not paid by Sony. I'm not getting anything free by Sony. So please, keep in mind, this is a real-world review based on my experience dealing with this lens, the performance, and why I think this lens should be recommended more over the Samyang f2 100mm micro lens. Now, I'm not trying to bash Samyang. I do love Samyang's optics, because you guys know that I have a lot of working on a lot of Samyang optics. But even at f2.8, I still find the Samyang a little bit less sharp than the Sony 90mm. And on top of that, I believe that the color rendition on the Samyang is a bit more neutral than the Sonys. The Sonys are more saturated but well more controlled. But I felt that both lenses performed perfectly fine. I just felt like the Sony was a bit more sharper, and you can actually look at my image right now. You can tell that from all the touching up I have done with the Lightroom, I did everything in Lightroom with using my presets that I have already created and applied them to the image and then toned them down a little bit based on my criteria needs. And you can see that my clarity is down 67%. Now, contrast levels are still really sharp and really vibrant. You can tell by just look at her hair and her eyes. Everything's in sharpness. Contrast levels are great. I'm not really disappointed on how I turned out this image. And by the way, this is my friend Jessica from Brazil. So she came down to come see me, and we had a good time. We had some food, and I wanted to take an image to test the quality of this lens firsthand to provide to you, the audience, to decide, should you go with Samyang or should you go with the Sony? Now, you can either go with both. The Samyang is down about $450. You can get it for about $549 US, and the Sony is $1,000. But keep in mind, the Sony is weather sealed. It has stabilization. It has 3 focus settings where you can go to your fullest focus, which is 4, or down to your minimum focus, which is your micro focus. So, and you can see the details. But let me show you a before, so you can understand where I came from with this image. So, and as I said, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to give you guys a real-world experience using this lens. And you can see how I cast a softbox using a power ratio at full power at 1:1, and I had a reflector to give me some of that natural light to cast off some glow onto her neck and her chest area, so I can have that natural light, because I already knew what I wanted to do with this image. I knew that I wanted a black and white, but glowy but vibrant look. And the bokeh is just buttery smooth, by the way. Let's not forget that. But you can see that even in 1:1, you can see that the sharpness, it's still there. The detail, the lip detail, everything is still there. The sharpness of her hair. And watch when I reset back to where I had it, so you guys have a better understanding that I still kept sharpness, and my clarity is down 67%. So therefore, I'm just giving this lens a recommendation for you as the viewer. And as a Sony user, or if you're using any of the E-mount bodies, that you need to be aware that if you're thinking about buying this lens over the Samyang, I think this would be a very good tool to your arsenal of your camera gear that you have ready at your disposal. But not to say that the Samyang is not as good. So, but the Sony is by far remarkable. And what I mean by remarkable lens is that the other night I was taking some pictures when it was really downpouring raining, and the storm came through Madison, Wisconsin. It was like an 8-hour storm. It ran and gave Madison, Wisconsin, or southern Wisconsin, pretty much a hard time with a bunch of downpouring rain. It was downpouring rain for quite a long time. But this is what the lens took with the combination of the Sony a7R at 5000 ISO at f2.8. I found that to be an insanely sharp lens, and you can see that the noise levels is kept down a bit, and I was handhelding this, and this was pretty good, that the noise levels are pretty maintained, and you can see that for yourselves, that this lens combination with the A7R and the A7R from Sony and the micro lens from Sony did very well together. And you can see from other images that you guys decide what you think is best and what lens is really good, because you guys are thinking about, or you, the buyer, is thinking about buying one of these lenses. So I'm just telling you, as an enthusiast, not a professional photographer, as someone that is doing this just to make sure that you guys make the right decisions based on your needs, that this lens is by far sharp. You can tell, look how I touch it up. I do have a pen, a tablet, by the way, so I have that at my advantage to do a lot of touching up in Lightroom. So everything was done in Lightroom, so you have a better understanding. But what I really wanted to show you guys was, in the middle of that storm, I took this photo with the 90mm micro lens, and the sun was trying to pop out in the middle of a thunderstorm and cast this very nice golden glow to the sky. And I'm going to zoom in one-to-one here so you can see what I'm talking about and why this lens is so sharp. And there's no color distortion whatsoever. There is no color fringing or carbon aberrations. And you can see that it is sharp even in the details of the window. It was so sharp across the board that I was really surprised at the end result. And I am going to just let you guys know that my computer's a little bit slow loading up because it's been on for the last 3 days, but yeah, it's really sharp, very much good contrast and good detail. And as you can see, the color addition, what I wanted to do with this was pretty accurate. This is what I actually saw at the carnival. This is what I wanted, and this is really a very pleasant lens to play with and use. And use it at my exposure doing photography, street photography, micro photography, even some cityscapes in some areas. And you can see that from this lens that the cityscape image was pretty sharp. It's taking its time loading, but it is absolutely a very good lens, and I do recommend it. So if you were thinking about spending $1,000 on this lens, go ahead for it. It's up to you. I can't make you decide what lens you should buy, but as a YouTuber, as a fellow photographer, as an end user, I am going to recommend the lens. I'm giving the lens very much a 5-star rating across the board. Even though I didn't see much color fringing, or I didn't see much carbon aberration issues that would be fixed in post by just selecting these boxes here, it was pretty outstanding lens. So I do recommend it. So, but other than that, please do subscribe. Please do like and thumbs up the video if you do like it. Share it with your friends if you like. You can find me on social media. You can find me at 646studios.com or 646studios.500pics with a px.com. You can find me on Instagram to see me in my daily activities on Instagram, which is Keikijp. And you can follow me on other social media platforms on the main website at 646studios.com. Now do subscribe to the channel and share with your friends. Share it on your social media if you like. But this is the Panda Photographer signing out and saying happy shooting, and see you guys in the next one.